comrades, friends. You can imagine what a tremendous honour this is for me to be invited to speak from this platform. I'm a specimen of a very rare breed, a Corbyn-supporting Brighton and Hove City Councillor. There are, in fact, rumours that there may be one or two more out there, but no confirmed sightings have been reported. But what we do know is that Lloyd is a Corbyn supporter, and he will be elected as councillor in East Brighton 2 days from now. And please come out on Thursday and knock on doors and make sure he's elected with a huge majority. Something more about Lloyd. He was he still is, of course, the chair of the district party. A very effective chair. And one of the things he did particularly well was run the AGM on July the 9th. He didn't do it single-handedly. Of course, he had an excellent team of supporters. There was huge numbers, but they managed it. We had 3 sessions, and everybody was good-humoured. There were no incidents. It was fantastic. It was a joyous occasion. It was a wonderful demonstration of party democracy. And what did Lloyd get? What thanks did he get? He got a letter from Labour Party headquarters telling us that the party was suspended, and yes, shame, that the party was suspended and the election results voided, to use their extremely ugly term. And what were the reasons? Well, the letter talked about many complaints and reports of concern, abusive behaviour, as well as reports that the ballot results were not properly reached. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It's a scandal, and we really need to get to the bottom of it. Comrades, it's 10 months since the last leadership election, when Jeremy's overwhelming victory was announced. Our local Member of Parliament, whose candidate had achieved 4.5% of the vote, expressed his disappointment. Fair enough. He was quoted in the September the 18th edition of the Brighton Hove Independent as saying, "I do speak from the heart when I say that I respect the democratic choice that has been made." I'm not a member of the party in Hove and Portslade, but if I were, I would be asking Mr. Kyle how he reconciles his respect for the democratic choice with the fact that he and other MPs have forced this totally unnecessary leadership election. Also in that issue of the Brighton Hove Independent was an article from myself explaining why I welcomed Jeremy's victory. I summed up my feelings in these words. He, Jeremy, speaks the language of democratic socialism, derided as old-fashioned and out of date by the Blairites. It isn't, they are. I've been a member of this party since 1963. I joined a democratic socialist party, proud as a party of public ownership, proud of its links with the trade unions. In more recent years, to be frank with you, it's been difficult to remain a member of the party sometimes. And I fully understand why some people of my generation moved away for a time. But then, and because they couldn't stomach so much of the way that New Labour poured scorn on our history. But then came Jeremy's campaign and election. And it gave us all hope, freeing us from the mental shackles of neoliberal thinking. Thousands and tens of thousands of former members came back. But above all, it inspired a new generation, young people who previously would not have contemplated joining the Labour Party. They came in there, thousands, 10,000s, maybe hundreds of thousands. But the plotters were always there, scheming, and the referendum gave them the excuse they were looking for. But what an unedifying spectacle it was of MPs who were unable to persuade voters in their constituencies, blaming everything on Jeremy. And then we had those coordinated resignations, the character assassination, the personal abuse, the whole campaign to bring him down. And what if they had succeeded? What did those MPs think those new members how they would react? What would have been gained by discarding, trampling on all that enthusiasm and dedication? Whichever way you look at it, it was madness. But Jeremy stood his ground. That showed real fortitude, true valour. And you know, he did it for us and all those members out there. And I know you will agree with me, so I can speak, I'm sure I can speak on your behalf by saying, and I wish you were in the hall, but there it is, we are profoundly grateful to Jeremy and immensely proud of him. And what we now have to do is to make sure that next month in this leadership election, he receives an overwhelming majority of the votes in Brighton.